Not only do we have updates to the Final Fantasy XIV patch 7.5 website, is 8.0 shaping up to be a Final Fantasy VII based expansion. Hello everybody, it's your boy Jmulls, and we have a lot to cover today, so buckle up, get your hard hats ready, and let's dive into this.
I am Sphene.
Brother, it's hotter than Satan's taint. Okay, let's see what we got going on over here. Nothing new. Oh, we got some new stuff here with the Echoes of Vana'diel Wind-Urst. Don't know why I read another W there. The third walk. So we got some new pictures going on here. Got the crew, got the lizard boy, got the tree that I really like the look of. Again, I really hope in the future we can get more zone design for the base game of Final Fantasy XIV that has this kind of like grandeur and just spectacle. I love it. I mean, we did kind of get that with Heritage Found, but I mean, when it comes to like high fantasy concepts, I would love to see that. Though if the next expansion is based on Final Fantasy VII, we might not be getting that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Giant Lala. I guess this is Shitoto. Again, I haven't played Final Fantasy XI. She kind of looks like a pumpkin to me. Like the nose is like the stem of the pumpkin or something. Maybe we gotta call in Charlie Brown. That could be a possibility. And the way Final Fantasy XI plays the describing Shitoto, this might be Bahamut 2.0. Who knows? And we also have the gear, and we are continuing the trend of gear that I just simply don't really care about. I mean, it's kind of obvious they're going to use gear that's essentially either lifted or heavily inspired from Final Fantasy XI. I hear these are like sets from that game. I mean, the monk one in the middle, what I assume is the monk, looks pretty good. I like this one on the left. I feel like we already have this one or something very close to it. I mean, the sets themselves, like the more I look at them, they're fine. I don't really mind them besides this one and like the Lala over here. Those I'm not big on. These other ones, they're okay. I wouldn't really go out of my way to get them, but this is one thing I really hope gets remedied or fixed in 8.0. I really hope I start to care about the glamour sets way more, because that's been consistently the thing in Dawntrail I've cared about the least. Besides the initial artifact sets, those were pretty good.
I am Sphene.
Okay, nothing new for Beastmaster, nothing new for the Callidia, maybe one day we'll find it. Nothing new for the Trial, nothing new for Shinryu's Domain, though I wouldn't really expect anything new there. And we have the update for the Crystalline conflict on the website now. Now, I don't care about PvP in this game in the slightest. However, the arena here, this looks pretty nice to me. I love that we're on like this suspended platform and just see how high up we are. I'm a sucker for giant vistas and just giant enclosures like this. It looks really nice. Now, we have seen these pictures back, almost called it a fan fest. I got fan fest in the mind. The live letter. And yeah, it looks like a PvP arena. But we also have updates for the Occult Crescent North Horn. Ooh, I am liking the looks of this already. Now, for the South Horn, I was kind of okay with it. I enjoyed playing what I did of the South Horn. It just didn't have much staying power for me. Once I had done all the critical engagements a few times, I kind of lost the desire to play. Now, one of the things I hope they're able to drastically improve is the storytelling, because I feel like the premise and the idea behind the South Horn was really cool, and then you got into it and got into the swing of it, and the story just kind of fizzled out in the way they told it. You would do a bit of the South Horn, and then you have like one quest, which barely felt like anything. It didn't feel like the plot moved along a lot. From these pictures, hopefully we get a lot more, because it looks cool. I like the looks of it. I was a big fan of Bozja. I will say I do prefer Bozja as of right now to the Occult Crescent, but I'm hoping the North Horn is able to win me over. Again, these screenshots look really dang cool. It is kind of funny to me how you could interpret this in some ways to be a continuation of the Scholar quests from all those years ago. I know it's not like that exactly, but still, even now we have the little fairy guy as well. I like the balls in the sky pause. I'm always a big fan when zones look so different at night compared to day. That's the Xenoblade fan within me coming out there. But yeah, this looks very nice as well. I like how fungally infested this place looks. It's leaning into a lot of those older War of the Magi aesthetics this game used to really have at the forefront when we were exploring those ruins. I'm glad they're revisiting for like the Occult Crescent and all that. And I mean, come on, right? Like this looks like an ultimate raid takes place here or something. This looks really cool. I imagine this is the tower for the North Horn. Got to imagine this is probably a critical engagement. He looks pretty cool. We see some weapons here. They look alright. And we have one image for the weapon enhancement quest, Phantom Weapons. Now, this like kitchen knife is like whatever. The glow is okay. She kind of looks like she was in like the Yokai Watch collab a while back. I don't know, she looked pretty funny. I mean, it's a relic weapon step, right? Honed with ancient knowledge and imbued with arcane power, your phantom weapon is tantalizingly close to its final form. Also, Geralt's furrowed brow hints at hurdles yet to come. I wonder what the grind's gonna be this time. Ocean fishing update, we went over this during the live letter, and we got some new images for Cosmic Exploration Auxesia, and also tool enhancement quests for the Cosmic Tools. I mean, come on, when it comes to like going to an alien world, these screenshots look so dang cool. These remind me like Nazca lines as well. I know they're not, they're probably like waterways, but they still look really dang cool. And then we get to the actual planet itself, it's like, my god, as a fan of sci-fi stuff, like I'm eating all of this up. It looks so dang cool. I love these like structures back here. I love this tree that has like this webbing of like, what is that? Some kind of structure going up it alongside like ivy or leaves and branches that are like growing alongside it as well. It looks so dang cool. And then I think to myself, this is for crafting and gathering. And it makes me a little bit sad because this looks really dang cool to me. And I kind of wish there was just more than crafting and gathering going on here. I mean, when it comes to overall set design, they're knocking it out of the park here. It looks so dang cool. And I'm always a sucker for like technological landscapes that are overgrown and being reclaimed by nature. Reminds me in some ways of that older game called Tokyo Jungle. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. And I mean, dude, come on. I mean, say what you will about like cosmic exploration. These zones definitely look alien in all the right ways. It looks so dang cool. I would want to explore these locations in these areas. Following the course charted on Oises, the Cosmic Exploration Initiative descends upon the forest of Auxesia. Pack your pruning shears and uncover the galactic finale. Man, there's a part of me that kind of wishes they swapped the locations for cosmic exploration with the Occult Crescent, because like going here to do critical engagements could be really dang cool. But say la vie.
I am Sphene.
You won't believe how long it took me to find this. Anyways, though, we have new fan festival items, basically stuff for the online store. Now, I don't ordinarily cover stuff like this. However, a lot of this is themed after Final Fantasy VII, and I'm a fan of Final Fantasy VII. And Remake Part 3 is almost certainly coming out next year. So when it comes to stuff like them introducing the Hardy Daytona, rumor holds it was developed by the weapons division of a mega corporation, but the truth of its origin cannot be verified. We got a runway walk here. What's this look like? Yeah, okay, so it's a runway walk. Fair enough, right? On T's Neo Tunic, okay, sure. And we also get the Red 13 wind-up minion. Now, why has this gotten people talking? Well, it's for a very simple reason. When Dawn Trail was first coming around, we got some Final Fantasy IX themed, well, stuff. Primarily some minions. Does that mean that 8.0 is going to be based on Final Fantasy VII in some way, like 7.0 was based on Final Fantasy IX in some ways? That's not a guarantee, it's not a lock. Would I say this could be an indicator for that? And would I even say that maybe it's likely? I would say that, yeah. Is there another interpretation to all of this where maybe they're just introducing stuff like this to sort of advertise Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 that is probably going to be coming out in a similar time window to 8.0, at least like probably within the same calendar year? That is very likely as well to me, and I think it's one of those situations where it could just be both. Maybe they planned for this to be based on Final Fantasy VII to like line up with the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Maybe it's just a happy coincidence. Maybe they were told to do it from above, who knows? I kind of doubt that last one. Maybe it has nothing to do with anything and 8.0 is actually going to be based on Chrono Trigger. Who knows, right? Like, nothing is a guarantee. It does kind of feel like them going wink, wink, nudge, nudge, prepare for some Final Fantasy VII stuff. And I completely understand this is going to produce some of the most mind-rotting, brain-leaking takes we will ever see in the history of this game, and that is saying something. But I will say, personally speaking, as someone that really does like Final Fantasy VII and the remake games, if we do end up getting stuff that is inspired from Final Fantasy VII in some ways, I would be a big fan of that. Now, I don't think we're going to go palling around with like Cloud. Okay, maybe Tifa, but I imagine it would probably be done or executed in a very similar way to how 7.0 and 7.x was inspired from Final Fantasy IX, where it's like, yeah, Otis is supposed to be Steiner. He's not Steiner, but he's like a reference to him, and how Sphene is a reference to Garnet, and how the name of the place is called Alexandria. Stuff like that, right? I imagine if we get Final Fantasy VII stuff for 8.0 and 8.x, it would be in that vein. You know, I was thinking on it. I'm like, if they're going to add a new job and have it be based in Final Fantasy VII, not saying they're going to, I was just imagining this as a scenario. What job could they do for Final Fantasy VII? I'm like, well, you can't do Tifa because that's just Monk. Aerith is just like White Mage. Barrett would be really cool. What you could do though, yeah? Do you see what I mean here? Like, if you play as Rothgar or Makoto, you get access to a new job where you just get on all fours and you do the attacks and animations that Red 13 has in both the original Final Fantasy VII, but also the remake games like Rebirth. But you limit it only to Rothgar and Makoto. If they did that, I might have to race change. That might be something I would have to partake in. I have Fantasias in the back pocket. I haven't really used many of them. Yeah, like instead of a money spread, I can do a Fantasia spread, and I can use it just for this one scenario.
I am Sphene.
Guys, we are about to be on a generational stretch of Final Fantasy XIV reveals. We have the second live letter for patch 7.5. We have patch 7.5 as well. And we also have FanFest, where they're almost certainly going to be revealing 8.0, the next expansion. We got a lot to cover in the coming weeks. So leave a comment down below with what you want to see out of the future of Final Fantasy XIV. And if you want to be along for the ride, make sure while you're down there to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. And previously, we went over the rest of the Final Fantasy XIV patch 7.5 website. Want to get into the nitty-gritty of things? You should check out this video right here for more. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again!